Hey, what are you doing? I'm not even live yet. How? What? Thank you.
I don't have the stream up.
We're live.
Okay. Well, welcome back. Sorry for the last minute not playing last week. A lot of us had some things come up. So we had to skip a week, but we're here now, and that's what matters. So this is our Serenity RPG, Big Damn Heroes Return to the Stars. It's a continuation of a story that Mech created many years ago that took place after the events of the film Serenity. But now we're in the year 2048, which is about 18 years or so after the events of our campaign. So about 22 to 24 years after the events of Serenity. So we're here to find out what has happened to the verse in that time. As you can see, my name is Lim, or the Liminalist, and these are 4 amazing players. And I'm going to let them introduce themselves while I pull the stream up on my page so that I can see it. We can start with Mech.
Hello, I'm Mech 45. Joshua, whatever you want to call me, I don't care. I am going to be playing Jet Adams. He is the descendant of one of the previously played characters in this setting, and he's a lot of fun so far. I'm having a blast. If I have people yelling in my house for some reason, I'm done. Next.
Goat.
Yeah, I am OK Goat, also known as Karen, and I play Beatrix Wyatt, the ship's pilot, who is oddly enough also descended from a character in the last season of Big Damn Heroes. So she's kind of a handful. And that's it for me. I can pass it off to the next person.
Technically, that was a different show. That was Out in the Black.
Oh, Out in the Black. Sorry.
Which was a prequel. If you're keeping up with our extended universe. But yeah, Beatrix is also related to a prior character. So that's pretty cool. Next up is Tespion.
Hey, I'm Tespion, also known as Tyler. I'm playing Molly. I'm also having a lot of fun with this character. She's pretty sassy, and I'm really happy with it. So I'm really excited to keep playing her.
And last but not least, possibly, maybe Rob. You're muted. Oh, actually, you might not be muted. We might have an audio.
Mm.
Oh, he's showing
we'll give
up.
it a second.
He's showing up just
One of us
fine
could dub for him.
in the stream, but in the call, he's actually not. He's frozen for me.
He's not frozen for me.
He's not frozen for me either. Oh, no, he's not
There he
frozen.
goes.
He just
Try
he
again.
does have the muted icon up.
It might just be. Oh, weird.
Are you sure you have the right device selected?
Input. Yeah.
This is my fault. I was late to get us started.
All right, is that any better?
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I am possibly Rob, Forever DM, and I play former star of stage and screen, John Fontaine Devereaux, recent killer of men of credentials.
Having a little bit of trouble hearing. It's kind of coming in and out.
Is it still?
Oh, no,
Any
that's better.
Okay, I'm just gonna have to hold the mic.
Okay, I know the feeling well that my last one was like that. Okay, well, does anybody want to do the recap? The prize is a plot point.
My memory doesn't go that far back. It's been 2
I know
weeks.
it's 2 weeks. I know it's the problem.
I did it last time, so it has to be somebody else.
Josh, are we gonna fight over this?
Well,
If
there's-
nobody does it, I do it, and then I get a plot point.
I'm here for that. DM
Alright.
getting a plot point?
Um. Okay. Well, then I can cheat because I can read the last episode. So the last
I can't read.
episode, you all escaped the city or town, I guess, of Angel's Landing rather quickly because you were being chased by the pirates. Prior to that, though, you were called to the Turquoise Turtle, where you had a meeting with. Well, that was the first episode, actually, wasn't it? Yeah, that was the first one, going way back. The last
Yeah,
one,
Last session we opened like
you were headed back to the. You were blending in with the crowd, was how we started, I think.
yeah, I think something like that. It's been too long.
I know. I have to look because I
got-
erased.
We got back to the ship, and we were searching the ship, trying to find people on board
Oh
or
yeah.
clues of people on board.
Mm-hmm.
And we found my first mate, Hammer, in the.
Slate hammer.
Yep, he was in on the bridge, and he was not doing well.
Yep.
And as we were leaving the planet, we were being chased by Tombstone,
Mm-hmm.
and we pressed through some Reaver infested territory in space, and by the time we got to the other side, he was gone. I'm pretty sure he died.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
The entire episode was pretty much leaving Angel's Landing and getting to safety. The main thing was that you found out that your engine was sabotaged by Millworth. It was the name of the man who went back and injured Slate Hammer, your first mate. He has a skull injury and a punctured lung, and the doctor did some good work on him, stabilized the lung actually very well, and but the skull is still currently, the brain is still exposed.
Find some brain to replace that, I guess.
Yeah.
Or some skull, I mean.
Yeah, well, it was there, but I think somebody threw it out. Just chucked it. You do manage to escape by kind of plugging the hole in the engine and hard burning for just like a couple seconds. And one of the things that people learned is this is a very, very fast ship. You had some interactions with Tombstone, who's the captain of the pirate ship, who's wants Jet brought to him alive. So he didn't attack you as you sped off, and he didn't have time to do much else because it's a very fast ship. He sped through the dark side of the planet, i.e. the shadow side of the planet, which seems to be where the Reavers kind of come a little bit closer. I did kind of want to explain that a little bit. So Reaver space used to be pretty far out, but it's encroached inward. And at least for this system, the Reavers try to avoid the heavily patrolled areas, and a lot of the trade happens on the lit side of the planet because it's daytime, and they don't do as much trade at nighttime. And they come a little bit closer when they're in the shadow of the planet. They can shut down and hide from visuals a little bit more easily. Of course, you can pick them up with sensors pretty easily because they don't travel with core containment. And as you were escaping Deadwood and heading out to space, you did notice that there were some energy signatures out there that had no core containment. So you're pretty sure that would be Reavers. You didn't actually lay eyes on any, but your sensors did pick them up. So you sped on through, and just as the engine was giving its last gasp, you reached the other side of the planet, and you are now somewhere between Deadwood and Meridian. Meridian is the main planet of the system and the capital, I believe. So it's a little bit more developed, and that's kind of where we left off. Broken down engine, and your first mate dying, still kind of dying in the med bay, and you don't know what happened to Millworth.
I'm sure it's fine.
It's probably fine.
I'm assuming he's still on this boat.
Well, that would be for you to determine. So yeah, where do you want to pick up? To be specific, we left off on Beatrix Wyatt yelling, "This isn't the last time you'll hear of Beatrix Wyatt," while she hard burned away and the signal flickered out as you bent around the curve of the planet, and the short range comms couldn't keep up with that. So now the engine sputtered out and you're drifting.
I'll get back on the comms. I think whoever sabotaged this engine's still on the boat. See what you can find. I'm gonna work on this.
What makes you say that? I can respond through like the ship's comms, right?
In fact, they were open when you hard burned. Everybody heard the conversation. You do have like a speaker in the med bay that you can talk over. The med bay. It's very rudimentary.
Our medical station.
Just a gut feeling. Could be wrong, but I want to be sure.
If this person's still on the ship, can they hear this as well?
Yes.
Lovely.
If you can hear us, come out and we probably won't hurt you too much.
Well, I'm not. You can't speak for the rest of us. Jeez.
I probably won't hurt you too much.
Also, this is a talented brain basher we have on our hands, so I'm a little bit more worried about what he could do to us.
Well,
hopefully we don't find out.
Don't get got. I'm gonna start working on the engine.
Hey, do you need help? I can just. I mean, I can't even autopilot at this point, but.
Yeah, we're just drifting. Yeah.
All right. Beatrix is going to make sure that she's got her gun on her, and leave the piloting area to go down to the mechanical room, the engine room.
Well, John Fontaine, it seems like you have been abandoned.
Does the door lock?
It does. I believe so. The door does lock. Yeah.
Okay, I'm locking myself in.
Understandable.
Oh, that is
We're like 2 rooms away from each other.
So it sounds like nobody is gonna search the ship. We've got an actor slash companion who is protecting his own hide, understandably, in the cockpit. The doctor is a bit busy, taking care of a patient, and the pilot is on her way, the pilot's on her way down to the engine room. So I guess if you want to, we can take a look at that engine.
Sure.
Well, she said she was going to go help.
So,
She's going to go down to the mechanics room. Like, I just wanted to give a moment if. Anyways, yeah. So she'll walk into the engine room and then turn the comm off just for a second. So, do either of us want to go look for this guy, or do you just want to focus on the engine? I can go look. I don't have a big swingy bat, but I've got a gun.
I don't like splitting up if we're gonna go look for him. But also, if I don't fix this, Tombstone's gonna find us eventually.
Eventually, but I think we bought a little time at least.
Yeah. All right. Let's do a sweep of the ship, see if we can find this guy.
All right.
just out of curiosity, is the ship currently shut down, or is it on, to use Star Trek terms, impulse power?
Well, if we went on and did the hard burn until the engine gave out, then we would just be drifting.
That's what I want to know. Are you just going through space still at hard burn speed? Because there'd be no reason for you to slow down.
Beatrix would have gotten to like the tail end of what the engine could take and then shut it off. She wouldn't have hard burned until the engine shut down because she knows that's going to cause further damage to the ship.
Right. So in space, you're just going to keep going.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we really don't have a choice.
We're just allowing.
Right. So if you shut down without slowing down, you're going to continue through space at this ridiculously fast speed.
Yeah. So if we,
I see what you're saying.
Well, we'll be to the next solar system if we aimed right within 15 days or so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Crap.
We're fast.
No. The oh crap is something else that I realized, which is not great for right now. I'll go ahead and message real fast.
Okay. So the question I have is the engine still being engaged at all to stop the ship? Did you stop? Are you in orbit?
She would have slowed down. Well, I was on the assumption from the last time that they hard burned until like hard burn was not an option anymore. And then she would have slowed the ship down eventually, but like also, yeah. 1 second. Let me just message you really fast.
Just because I want to make sure. I just need to know if you guys are flying through space or not.
No, she would have not done that. That's
speed.
For sure.
Okay. That's the great thing about space, you just, once you go, once you're at a certain speed, you just
keep going.
You just go.
You can just give yourself that. There's no rule about not leveling up during a game. It's preferred to do it between, but this isn't a thing where we have to scale the encounters, really. So if you need to give yourself astrogation, you can give yourself astrogation.
Awesome.
Yeah, we both got a little delayed today, unfortunately. We had stuff to do, but
yeah.
Okay, so in that case, the engine was engaged. You stopped the hard burn and you engaged the engine enough to slow down. You're not, I'm guessing, not at a dead stop, but you are drifting much more slowly now, not an out of control situation. In that case, do you want to shut the engine down now? It's off?
It'll need to be shut off for me to work on it.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That I just wanted to make sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, I think we only have a roll from Molly and Jet right now. If we want to get 2 more 60d20s in there.
I don't see any rolls at all.
You just connected.
Yeah, they were done before you connected. Yeah.
Okay, so are you wanting to look at the engine then?
I think we were wanting to search the ship. We want to do a sweep of the ship, but I think Beatrix came back here so we could talk in semi-private without it
Okay.
being broadcast.
All right.
The other thing too is that like I would have figured even if you're shutting the ship down, it probably takes a little bit because of all the heat built up from heartburn for it to cool down enough to work on. So she figured that there's probably still some time to search and then get back to the engine. It's not going to be like slow paced. It's got to be a fast sweep, but
Right. So
Okay.
I'll grab my bat and I'll start sweeping. I'll go through.
okay.
So, if you have the map up, which I apologize, viewers, that we can't display, we could, if I was the one controlling the stream, it'd be a little bit more easy.
If you bring the map in to Fantasy Rounds, you can share it to me.
I know, but I don't remember how. And that was one of the things I could have prepped today if I'd had time, but I didn't.
It's true. It's true.
So, it's not too important anyway, but you guys are in obviously main engineering, which is kind of at the center of the ship. The ship is laid out pretty symmetrically for people who are wondering. Airlocks on two sides, engineering in the middle, cargo on two sides with the airlocks, and then the galley and the cockpit and everything, the bridge are all towards the nose. So where do you guys want to start?
Well, we're back by the engine room, so maybe the crew quarters, and then we can check I guess, I mean, we'd have to go into like the galley / med bay area. We can look in there and then go into the cargo areas. I mean, there's only so many places he can go if he's here.
Yeah.
That's true.
So
Where exactly is crew quarters? I'm looking at the map right now.
So there's 4 beds that are kind of,
Oh, yeah, I see.
they're like right in the center line of the ship, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say from main engineering north
Yeah.
into those 2 bedrooms first. Yeah. Sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay, let's do the first one. Clear it
All
and move
right.
to the second one.
Okay.
Then yeah, let's get some perception checks. Alertness perception if you have it. And what are you looking for? Just a person?
Whoops.
Oh, shit. Oh, that wasn't me. Good.
I did not mean to roll that.
Um,
I mean, it's all I got anyway, so.
footprints, blood, anything out of place, closet doors open.
Nothing seems amiss, even with those rolls.
In the first room.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Second room?
You do see on the ground in the hallway some, bloody footprints, but you already knew that
Mm.
Right.
because he came back to this, came back to the engine to sabotage it. I can tell you there's nothing in that second room either.
Okay.
Onto the galley.
Yeah, we'll go into the galley and check. We'll check the right side first, where the table is, and then we can go into the med bay. Just
You can roll
bat it.
another alertness perception for that whole area.
Yep. Basically, I've got the bat at the ready, just ready to hit anything that isn't one of the 4 people on the screen.
Yeah, Beatrix has her gun out for this. Wow.
Amazing.
Look at us.
Wow, we're so
Perfect.
perceptive.
Aside from the footprints that have to go through the galley and through the med bay to get to the bridge, which you saw before, you don't see anything else amiss here.
Okay. Into the cargo bay then.
Which one?
We'll do the one on the right. We'll sweep this side first,
Okay.
and then we can move back
Kind
Go
of funny
in.
we haven't found anything yet, huh?
a little bit.
A little
Oh, yeah.
concerning.
Move boxes around, shuffle things, trying to just disturb the area to see if I can flush him out. If he is in here.
Beatrix
Enough.
will be kicking boxes and
Whoa, 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 whoa.
what?
Fragile.
Oh, sorry. Well,
you can do
all right, all right. I won't kick the boxes.
I mean, if you have to. Well, please don't. You can move them. Just don't kick them.
Aye, aye, Captain. Are they easy to move? Are they big boxes?
I mean, they're not like, I mean, they're crates, and
Okay.
they are, well, since you asked, 5 of them are shiny, kind of whitish metal. You know how like refrigerators have that powder coat?
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
5 of them are like that. And then there's another one that's more of like your typical wooden shipping crate.
So, why is the wooden crate different?
You would know that one's full of weapons.
Oh, I was because it doesn't need refrigerated.
Okay, that's very descriptive.
What what kind of weapons you good with? Other than the pistol? Anything?
I mean, that's what I got. I mean, it's what I could afford. So,
No, really. What are you good with?
just pistols, really. I really haven't shot much else.
I'm just gonna crack the lid on the wooden box.
She's gonna look in.
Have you looked in here before?
Mm-mm.
So you don't know what's in there.
Nope.
It's
be
a
him.
collection of things. It's assault rifles. There's a little new tech in there. There's mostly a lot of ammunition. There are also a lot of, a lot. There's a handful of grenades. How far do you want to dig into this thing? I mean, it's like all kind of stacked.
Probably not far.
You can tell from the top layer; it probably goes all the way down. That there's some rifles on top and some grenades on the side.
Oh, shit, fracking how much you got in here? You've got grenades.
The plan was to sell
Oh,
it.
I should probably. You might want to keep a few grenades. You never know when you need a good grenade. I mean, unless you have your own personal stash.
Just grab one of the grenades and hand it over to her.
Okay, and she puts it, just like tucks it in her pockets.
He
Anything
handed
else?
you a frag grenade.
Awesome.
You want to put it on your inventory.
Okay.
You just giving out your merchandise.
Just one. I'll close it back.
Just one frag grenade.
Okay.
Aren't these considered? Are the frags considered pineapples? Wasn't that a pineapple?
Maybe.
I mean, I don't think so.
Here. Well, I mean, I would think so because the types of grenades there are concussions, flashbangs, frags, smokes, and gas.
Right. If it's a more modern frag grenade, it probably wouldn't be a pineapple.
Okay.
They're little like baseball shaped things.
This frag grenade is so you know has a range of 15 feet, and it does 5d6 wound. So that could kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can
Anything.
use it in the ship.
But maybe don't kick the boxes. No, okay.
No, she's like, not kicking any boxes. Definitely not kicking any boxes. I don't even remember how to put this in inventory, but I wrote down a note, so I'll put it in later.
I can add it to your inventory.
Thank
No,
you.
you've got some in your inventory.
Oh, do I?
You've purchased quite a bit. So really, I just need to add one for you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
I'm going to
fine.
continue looking in this room.
Okay,
to see
just
if I can...
roll you can keep rolling alertness / perceptions for this room.
Let's see.
Hey-ya.
Alertness.
Hey,
Perception.
there we go.
Come on. Come on, baby. Oh, snap.
Look at us.
Wow.
You know, that was really lucky.
It's a 666.
I am shocked. You had a hard check to beat, which is an 11. So while you are moving around boxes, you find a tracking device.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, honestly, didn't expect anyone to get that. So good job.
Beatrix is gonna investigate that because she's gonna be like, they're tracking us. They're fucking tracking us. We gotta get the
What are you talking about?
engine. This, and she picks it up. This thing.
Take it. How big is it?
Yeah, it's a transmitter. Probably isn't anything that's going to get out of a system.
Goodbye. I put it on the ground and I stomp on it.
I figured something like that might happen. It is no more.
Okay, well, you're tracking us, and we're lost in a giant pile of ships. Do we want to keep going, or do we want to go fix the engine? I don't know how much time we have now. She's a little anxious.
Engine. Definitely the engine.
Can we get on the comms? Are the comms open?
You have full control
Yeah.
of the comms if you are at a station or if you are at Jet. The rest of you need to be given a comm device, but you can go press one on the wall, like an intercom.
Yeah, whatever.
We need to tell the others that we've been tracked.
Sure. I'll just hit my little
and-
short range thing.
Yeah.
We found a tracker. That's probably the only things on the ship. If they left this, they probably left. So we're going to work on the engine now. And hopefully not be found while we're doing that.
Sounds like we're nice and safe.
When you say probably, like they're probably gone, how certain are you of that?
50-50.
Sounds like we're nice and safe.
Meanwhile, Beatrix is like,
Yeah, I'm walking and talking.
yeah. So yeah, they'll head. I'm taking a wild guess that she's heading back towards main engineering, which would still she'd follow along, and then probably check the flip side of cargo.
Okay, you can roll
That's the last
another
area left.
alertness perception for that room.
Watch me watch.
No, don't do it. Back to my usual self.
You don't see anything.
Jet rarely does.
Oh no.
Everything looks fine.
All right. Get back on the comm. Ship's clear. We're good to go. Gonna work on the engine now.
I mean, with
Listen, we
a
trust you.
with a 4, there's no bloody footprints in this one, and that's an easy
good.
thing to tell.
Yeah.
There's no bloody footprints in that side of the cargo bay.
Okay.
You know, just to be sure, Beatrix is going to take the frag grenade out and be like, if there's anybody in here, you better show yourself. Or, you know, I could pull the pin out on this thing. To Jet. Which would technically be intimidation, wouldn't it? Which she doesn't have.
It would be something. It would be a willpower something, but if
Willpower. Yeah, I would do willpower.
You can willpower that.
Okay, I will try to willpower that. I will not willpower that.
Whatever
Ouch.
effect you were trying to have doesn't seem
do
to
anything.
happen. Other than the fact that you look insane and unhinged.
No, look, it was just, I figured it was worth a try. Let's get back to the engine. It's fine. So she's going to follow Jet back to the engine room.
Questioning things.
You asked if she was a good pilot, not if she was
It's true.
sane, apparently.
That is fair.
She's a good pilot.
And very good pilot. Can pilot things.
Okay, well, we get into the engine and see if I can patch this baby up. I hope.
Yeah, so you have jury rigging, right?
I have jury rigging, which is how we got here in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've also got mechanical repair.
Mm-hmm. You don't need to roll for this because you rolled for it last time.
Okay.
The part, it needs replacing.
Mm-hmm.
So you can jury rig things. You can spend a little bit more time on that if you want to. It would probably be like a complex action. It's going to take you some time
Right.
to essentially get it to last a little bit longer. But you can tell from your prior rolls that when he ripped some things out, you can't find all the replacement pieces. It looks like it's going to need a replacement part,
Okay.
which I don't think you have on board, but you could probably, you have options. I mean, depends on what you feel like you would do here.
I have. I have in the ship's inventory something called scrapware.
Mm-hmm.
It is a collection of materials, good condition materials, wire, metal sheeting, springs. This stuff's been collected at junkyard, spaceports, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
If this is a very complex part, like if he knew what he was tearing out, then I could see it being something pretty complex. But if it's a more simple part, I might be able to find it within my scrapware,
Okay.
depending on if you think that was a complex piece or not. But I do have that in the inventory.
I would say with your scrapware and enough time, you could, if you have the supplies to machine something,
Okay.
you could probably create a replacement using scrap parts. You're really good at this.
Okay. Well,
So it would take a little while, which is fine.
yeah.
But you do have Slate needs a hospital.
Right. Well, he needs a hospital, and the only way we're getting there is if I fix the engine anyway. So I'm gonna put that in the back of my mind, and I'm gonna focus on this. I have mechanics tool set as well. So anything I need should be in there to do what I need to do.
Okay. Let me. That would be. I'm used to like the complex actions as group efforts, but I have to find unless you recall the time.
Well, the time is what each check is worth a moment of time that you deem fit. It's
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
DM's discretion. Yep.
I was gonna say probably every moment of time is an hour.
Okay. And then if Beatrix has any kind of skill in this, they can also roll and help add to my checks.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if there's anything like computer based with the parts, because she just said technical engineering, but that's it. So
Okay.
No, this is purely mechanical.
okay.
Okay. Would you consider this jury rigging? Since I'm more fashioning a piece to repair it with.
Let me think. Yes, probably.
Okay. That works.
Well, honestly, no. I mean, this is a mechanical repair. I think jury rigging is more like making do with what you have and not being able to alter it. I feel like, you know, you have time, you are machining something, you know, you're trying to actually create a part. So it's not really that you're jury rigging. You're not like taking an object and be like, well, I hope this serves a purpose.
Right.
So I would say you can use mechanical repair.
Okay. That will help. So each check is worth an hour, huh?
Each check's worth an hour, and I can tell you, you're looking for an average.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, here we go.
Looking good.
That's pretty good. Let's see how long.
Oh, and an hour. Doc, are you looking at Slate?
Yeah, I mean, I'll keep watch over him. I want to make sure his condition doesn't deteriorate.
Well, he's got an exposed brain.
Yeah.
So if you want to keep him stable for another hour, then go ahead and do a general check.
Okay. I hope I don't botch.
Hope so too.
General. I think I clicked one of those twice. I didn't botch.
He's still stable. So that's hour one.
That's just over 35. That's a 36 total.
36. Okay. So 2 hours. One more medical check. Oof. Would you like?
Can I add a plot point to that?
On that? Yeah. Yes, you can. Slate is stable, and the engine is operable.
Ooh.
Okay. Get the piece set in place, and I look at it for a second, and I look at Beatrix. All right, we're good to go.
Awesome. I'm gonna get back to the cockpit then.
As she's leaving the engine room, I lean over the engine. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break. Please don't break.
Could she hear that on the way out? Like,
Probably.
she won't turn, but like.
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Don Fontaine, what have you been doing in the bridge?
I think I've just been anxiously waiting with my gun out, just waiting for someone to barge at the door.
For 2 hours, basically.
I probably did get bored and had to like be tempted to not like press buttons.
Oh no.
Do you want to? Oh, what's that?
Night Steed.
Night
Thank
Steed.
you.
Oh, thank you. Do you want to do anything in there? You want to fiddle around, or you want to just hang out? There's no pressure. Just asking.
I think I will probably take out my compact mirror and like adjust my appearance,
Okay.
kind of preen a little bit.
You have a fantastic mustache, if I recall correctly.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very thin, very pencilly. And then
love it.
pluck some errant hairs.
All right. Cool. Okay. Then do you get back to the cockpit then?
I hope.
Yes. Okay. Well,
So she's gonna check. She's gonna knock because obviously it's closed and
it's locked actually.
Yeah, it's locked.
closed and locked. Awesome.
Yeah.
She's gonna knock and be like, "John Fontaine, open the damn door!
You better say please.
Open the damn door, please!"
All right.
You locked the bridge?
Yeah. For all I know, there's a murderer on the ship. Who isn't me?
Well, it's not us either.
I'll open the door.
Okay, so she's gonna at least bring him up to speed as to what's going on after turning off the comm because like she still has an inkling. We think it's clear, but she's yeah, we got the ship fixed. That's really good at that, by the way. Don't tell him I said that. We got to get out of here because we got to find a trauma center, and I need to plot a fucking course. And she like plops down on the seat and like rearranges her little things on the dash again.
Did we have a chance to talk to the captain about why he's been lying about being the captain?
I mean, he's probably protecting everyone. No, I didn't talk to him. We were in the middle of finding if there was a murderer on the ship and fixing the fucking engine so that we could get our asses out of here.
Well, if there's potentially a murderer on the ship and the engine is broken, then I don't think he's doing a great job of protecting us. So I don't know why the ruse.
Because people want to make sure they can, trust each other. It doesn't seem that odd to me.
Why are you so quick to be all right with that? The man hired us under false pretenses.
You haven't been around ships much, have you? Or crews?
Well, I have been around film crews, and I have been around cruises, which I imagine have crews.
Yeah, this is pretty normal for a ship crew, honestly.
This is normal for a ship crew.
In her eyes, it is.
I do not believe you. The other thing, I have a bone to pick. Do not ever point a gun at me unless you intend to shoot me. Do not do that. I have this thing. I don't enjoy guns being pointed in my general vicinity.
I don't enjoy people telling me what to do when I'm piloting the ship.
That's fine, but I'm telling you, don't point a gun at me.
All right, well, I could have shot you, so...
Yeah, all right. Well, next
means
time,
it might have been there.
Am I supposed to thank you for not shooting me? That is not how it works, sweetie.
No, you're supposed to shut up so I could do my job and get us all to safety.
Honey, the entire board of directees could not get me to shut up. I doubt that you would be able to.
Sorry. Well, it's clear as to why you're not in film anymore. Jeez.
I don't imagine I know what that means.
You're on the ship. You're on a crew here on this ship and not in front of a camera. So you can't be that great an actor.
Well, I imagine I've been on 100% more movies than you have, and I'm not going to take
I
that
never wanted to be on a movie.
Well, I doubt you could get into one even if they tried, so that's fine. Now, listen here.
That's okay. I don't think you could pilot this ship if you tried. So why didn't you let me do my job?
All right, just do your job. Just don't go pointing any more damn guns at me is all I'm saying.
She's going to point finger guns at him anyway.
You're a child.
Wow. You just noticed I'm young. Congratulations. No
Okay.
wonder you're an actor. Okay.
I'm gonna find the cat. I don't need to deal with this. Is there a murderer in the halls or not?
I don't know. Why don't you go find out since you locked yourself in here like a coward?
When last I checked, not wanting to be shot by a deranged, bludgeoning madman does not make one a coward. It makes one a normal human being. Perhaps it is less that I'm a coward and you are insane.
I'm not insane. I wanted to get out of here.
All
And
right,
we had
well,
a dead ship. So what was I supposed to do? At least
I
I'm
don't
being
know.
useful.
Honey, I useful. All right, I'm not even gonna dignify that with an answer. And I'll get up.
Oh God, finally. She's gonna use this chance to finally like look at the computers and see if she can plot a course to whatever the closest trauma center is.
Aside from the one that was on the planet that we were just on.
Right.
Yes.
Aside from that one. Yeah. You want to do. Sorry, there's an echo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, is it okay? You want to do an astrogation and take a look around. You've got a couple options, but while you're doing that, Slate, who has been unconscious for the last few hours, gasps and reaches his hand out, and he's breathing hard. But you did, if you recall, you did patch his lung actually, and you thought maybe you might even be able to like maybe reinflate it. I don't know if you did that or not. Did you want to have done that?
Yeah, that sounds medical.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. You did. You had some good rolls, so we'll say you did. So he's breathing okay. It hurts a lot, but you gave him some medicine, and he kind of opens his eyes a little. Where's the captain? Where is he?
I think he's in the engine room. Just relax, okay? You've had a lot of damage. You had a punctured lung and you're missing part of your skull. Just take it easy, okay?
Am I gonna be okay? I
We're
can't
trying
see.
to get you to a hospital.
I can't see nothing. Are my eyes there?
You have eyes, I think.
Shit. Well,
Look, it's gonna be okay, all right? You might have some neurological damage, but it's a little bit beyond my region of expertise, to be honest.
well, we weren't hiring you to do brain surgery. We were hiring you to be a medic.
I can try it, but we're trying to get you to a hospital first thing.
Where are we going? We were supposed
You know-
to. We were supposed to sell the goods. I was supposed to find something. I found something, but I don't know. I can't remember.
Well, look, just relax for a minute. I'll get the captain up here, okay? And I'm gonna walk over and just hit the general comm. Captain, could you make your way up to the medical wing?
On my way. Can I help you?
Yeah, our patient has woken up. He's stable. He can't see, so he may have suffered some brain damage. But
Really?
well, I mean, he may have suffered some severe brain damage. He's blind.
Okay. That was sarcastic. I'm sorry. I'll walk over to the bed where he's at and lightly slap him on the shoulder. Hey bud, how you doing?
Can you not? You're really strong.
Wasn't that hard.
Yeah, you always say that. Look,
Captain, he has a collapsed lung. Just be gentle, please.
His shoulder. Okay.
I really thought I was gonna die back there. I guess if Doc's to be trusted, I ain't out of the woods yet.
Yeah. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If we don't make it to a hospital soon, it's probably not
Yeah.
gonna go well.
Look, I I beg you to please do what you can to save me. Obviously, but
We're on the way. We're heading to a
where
trauma center.
where are we going?
Wherever the pilot's taking us. Just not where we were. Tombstone's back there. Reavers are back there. We can't go back. Only forward.
Right before Millworth came and clocked me, I just finished reaching out and collecting information on buyers, but shit, I can't remember. I don't remember who answered.
Did you write it down?
No, I didn't have time. I was just gonna tell you.
You put a call through on the ship?
I got a few. I don't remember if I answered or not.
Hey, Wyatt.
Yeah.
Can you look through the logs on the ship to see if any calls were placed before we
Yeah.
left planet?
Before.
See if any of them actually connected. Oh, shut off the comm.
Does she need to roll for any of that, or is?
No, you can look.
Okay. All right, checking the logs. Do I see anything?
Yeah, there were a number of calls. So what you see is people, towns, ships. Sometimes they put out not like an SOS, but they put out like a ping that just says what they need, whether they need assistance, they need transport, they need mechanical help, any kind of signal to suggest that we need a tow, whatever it is. And it looks like Slate was doing that while he was waiting on the captain. So there's a number of things on the list. There's one outgoing call that looks like it connected right about, I'm not going to give you an exact time because it's irrelevant, but there was a time which you would now know retroactively that that must have been the time that he got clocked on the head, because it didn't last very long. And the time lined up to what you were thinking, that he was probably only on the ship maybe 15 to 25 minutes. And just long enough to incapacitate Slate and sabotage the engine, and evidently maybe leave a tracking device. And that comm call was a response to a ping that was in fact looking for medical supplies on a moon called Burnett. Is a moon that goes to the planet Meridian, which you are conveniently kind of in between right now. And all it was a call for supplies, food, general foodstuffs and medical supplies. And it seemed like he had keyed into that one because it was nearby and had answered, but that's the call was only a minute or so long before it was shut off.
She's gonna get back on the comm. Hey, Jet, we got one call, one ping for med supplies. Do you know the moon Burnett?
Yeah, rings a bell. Meridian, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're looking for medical supplies, they might have a trauma center.
It's true.
Close by.
It is close by.
I can chart us there right now.
Yeah, do it.
Okay.
So the call from Burnett goes to a town called Beaufane. Beaufain. Beaufain. If anybody wants to roll knowledge, or if you are from the system, maybe a recall to see if you know about that planet. Of course, as a reminder, you can always use plot points for such things. If not, then it's a surprise.
I don't even have the knowledge skill.
I also don't have knowledge.
I don't have knowledge.
Nobody got knowledge. Okay,
Nope.
it seems like John Fontaine rolled a 2, which
I
is not
rolled a 2.
not even enough for
What
a.
about your intelligence? It's a combined roll.
That's true. Yeah,
is
you
it?
forgot
Okay,
intelligence.
hold on.
Yeah,
All right.
very true.
Alright.
I was
I
thinking
guess I
that
can just
was
roll
your
intelligence.
intelligence. Yeah, you can roll straight intelligence.
All
All
right.
I
right.
think really hard about it.
I'm gonna think.
I'm gonna think
okay, now
really
we
not
got-
hard about it.
Oh no!
I thought really hard.
Yeah, you did.
I got an
Don't
8.
pop the vessel.
Wow.
Okay, wow. John Fontaine knows things.
Oh, I know things.
Okay. Well then, for those of you who beat a 3, the general knowledge is that Beaufain, that Burnett is a moon that is rich in ore. It's got a lot of mining there, industrial mining and otherwise. It was, for those of you old enough to remember the Unification War, a lot of the mining that was done there was for military weaponry and supplies and stuff. So that's about the limit of where a 3 would get you, as far as you know. Maybe that Burnett was an ore planet. If you beat a 7, which would be John Fontaine, I think is the only one.
Me?
Oh,
Yeah,
and
I
wow,
got an
Jet
8.
thought really hard.
Yeah.
Then you would know that specifically Beaufain is a mining town that popped up in the first war, not the Unification War, but the first one that everybody knows of from Serenity. And has it prospered for quite some time, pretty much from that war up through the second one, the Unification War, which was the end of the Alliance as we know it and the beginning of our sort of democratic union, the government that we have now. But if you have enough of a history knowledge, which I think most of you would know because you've been exposed to it, that a lot of the places that had military contracts have suffered since the war ended. So Beaufain was once a big exporter of both platinum and iridium, among other metals.
What was the second metal?
Iridium. Couldst thou mute when thy type? Okay. Yeah. So platinum, just fun fact, because I had to look it up. Platinum and iridium are actually commonly found in the same mines. So that was pretty cool, fun knowledge there, along with other metals. So if iridium is used in this world anyway for a lot of the technology that they have, and platinum is actually one of your currencies, though it's one of the least valuable ones. Credits are worth quite a bit more. And as a little aside, there's been a lot of inflation since the war. So while character creation used the values in there will be different markets to different planets that we go to. So it might be slightly different prices. And credits, being a digital currency, can be frustrating at times, but it is considered to be worth more. Like an alliance credit, or in this case, like a union credit, is worth more than platinum. But where you are, the value of platinum or other currencies may fluctuate. So you can plot a course there, and you can roll an astrogation. This is an easy check, so don't botch. You're muted.
Is it piloting and astrogation, or just astrogation?
Your astrogation naturally would include piloting because it's a type of piloting. So it would be intelligence and astrogation.
Please don't botch. Please don't botch.
How many points did you put into this, by the way?
I just kept it at it's the base is 8, isn't it? It's a D8.
For a specialty,
Is it
yes.
specialties? Yeah.
A specialty. And did you have 8 points?
Well, it only costs
No.
2 for for the initial buy
For the
of
initial
special. Yeah.
specialty? Okay.
Okay.
To
So
use
then
2.
points would be down to 4.
No, we start at 6. So,
Okay.
but I gave you all 4, right?
For advancement.
No, I only had
Advancement
6.
points.
Yeah.
So we
advancement
were
points.
given 4 advancement points.
Mhm.
Did you have anything in excess of 6 when we ended?
No.
Then you have
so it's
4
just the
points.
4. Yeah.
So
So
you-
I've just taken astrogation.
Okay, so you put 2 into. You already had piloting, and you added 2.
Yes.
Now, see, my understanding. You can correct me if I'm wrong here, Josh, but that's only for creating a character. When you want to buy, when you are leveling up, it is the full cost. But I mean, I just checked it, but I can.
Did I get confused?
Okay. Well, then she doesn't have astrogation.
Well, we might, but let's double check. So character improvement. Advancement is a slow process. The exception, blah blah blah. Improving an existing skill costs you the next die type in advancement points. Raising from a D4 to a D6 is 6. Raising from a D6 to a D8 is 8.
Right,
Oh,
but this
then,
is
yeah.
not the raising of
It
dice.
is because they don't go
it's
past
the-
the 6.
So
So it's not the purchase of a new skill under specialties.
Astrogation is a specialty of piloting.
Yes.
Mhm.
So it costs a D8 itself to get the specialty, is what you're saying, or 8 points.
That was how I interpreted that.
Okay, well then I will delete astrogation, and we just have a really fucking weird pilot.
the ship itself does have a piloting skill. Like if you wanted to, well, I don't know. I think
No,
you're-
but
I
that's
think you're better. I
piloting.
think
That
you're
would be
better at it.
for. I wouldn't say that was astrogation.
Well,
So-
astrogation is a specialty of piloting, so it would
Yeah,
be.
you would be able to
could roll.
use your piloting skill as just a
As
general.
for
Yeah.
astrogation,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, it
Totally
just
got
wouldn't-
astrogation. Okay,
Right.
let me
Um,
delete astrogation then.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's why the only reason I asked, because I wasn't sure. But yeah, you have 4, so that gives you 4 advancement points
Mhm.
plus anything in excess of 6 at the end of the next chapter. Plus, yeah, pretty much.
Is
Yeah,
this
so
is this
yes.
a new chapter? Or are we reset to 6 plot points?
You are reset to 6.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't have any extra plot points. I was just back to the basic 6.
Well, do you want to
So
bank?
pilot?
Do you want to bank your 4 and keep them?
Yeah,
Okay, you can just hold on to your points.
right now. Yeah.
You can buy a new skill, for instance, like if you wanted to buy survival, you could buy survival at a D2. But when
Right.
you get into the specialties, they're very expensive.
Mhm.
But I am going to try to give you guys points pretty quickly.
Okay.
So you might want to just bank them for now.
Does this also fall under, because she is talented for piloting? Is that
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
helpful at all? Okay.
Yeah,
thought-
I would say.
I thought talented worked for skill specialties.
She has piloting mid-bulk transport, but I guess, yeah, it's not a specialty. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it is a skill specialty. I just read it. It's
Yeah,
plus
I
2
see it
skill
now.
bonus.
Yeah, when you take the talent or the asset, you choose a specialty.
Oh, wait, hold on. But as a major trait, each progression to the higher die costs
Is
2 points less.
Cheaper. Yeah.
She has a major. So she technically only needs 6 points to get to a D8. So yeah,
correct.
so you're actually really close to astrogation. So that's actually really,
Alright.
it's a really good skill to have. So yeah, you can go
Yeah.
ahead and just roll a normal piloting. It's an easy check, just don't botch.
Stop saying that.
Just don't botch.
Stop saying that. She's gonna botch, isn't she now?
Oh,
no.
where's your intelligence?
You have to roll intelligence, but that's hilarious.
I told you, don't.
I mean, you're
don't try
you're
and
in,
help.
Don't botch. Don't botch. Okay. You got a 7. That's like a medium check. So you
Oh.
are able to quite easily plot a course to Beaufain on the moon of Burnett. It is a
Okay.
moon of Meridian in the same system. So it won't take you long at all. In fact, probably just a few hours. Maybe less. You're so close right now and how fast the ship is. It probably takes you 2 hours.
Yeah.
damn.
So if you want to roll me 2 more medical checks.
Yes, I will do that. By the way, I did roll my +1 step bonus for that knowledge check that I didn't do well on.
Oh,
I mean, I got a 3 instead of a 2.
hey, that means you knew the basics though.
Yeah.
12,
There's
you're
the
good.
one.
He's good for the first hour. He's still stable, I mean.
And general practice. Hmm.
You know you need to hit. But but you are very close. He's not stable. It's your choice.
Yeah, I'll spend a plot point. I won the
Okay.
roll tonight, so I've got I had an extra. So I've already used one, so I'm down to 5, but
Then he's still stable. So roll me a piloting check to land the boat, assuming that's what you want to do. Unless you guys have anything else you want to discuss here.
So we are going to be landing in Beaufain. Okay.
If that's where, if you want to answer that ping, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I'll just call back out to that number, like whoever that was, before we land. Like on the way there, I'll call.
Okay. Beep boop.
Just waiting for an answer of some kind.
You get one. Hello.
Hey, this is Captain Adams. We had a delivery of medical supplies. We're wanting to answer a request. We're in the area.
Captain Adams.
Might have been Hamer you talked to before, or Hammer.
Oh yeah. If I think it was. I guess you guys got 2 captains. That space gets stranger and stranger every year. We did ask for medicine. Are you able to deliver to us?
Yeah, we're on our way there now.
Oh, that is real good news. Our hospital is mighty thin on supplies.
Well, okay. Well, that's not the best news I've heard all day, but you do have a trauma center there, right?
Oh yeah, we've got a beautiful hospital. Bit low on staff though.
But you do have staff.
Oh, we've got staff, yeah. Plenty of nurses.
Surgeon?
Well, we've got a surgeon.
Neurosurgeon?
Well, son, you sound fine. What's the...
Well, let's just say there's a reason I'm the captain now. Hammer's not doing so well.
Are you running into some trouble out there? It ain't them Reavers, is it?
No, we didn't have
Because
any
if
problems.
you track them down here, you know, we don't take kindly to that.
We didn't have any
We
problems
were
with the
raided
Reapers.
6 months ago.
6 months ago.
Yeah, they're getting mighty bold.
Well, we didn't have any problems with the Reavers on the way here. It was before while we were leaving. It doesn't matter.
Right.
We're on the way.
Oh,
Maybe 30 minutes out from dock.
Whoa. Well, I'll call the hospital for you and
Great.
see if they can get you right in. Well, you just land right on by the dock, and we'll have a welcoming committee to help you out.
When you say welcoming committee, what exactly do you mean by that?
I mean, a welcoming committee. What kind of welcome is there? We're friendly people here in Beaufane. What do you take us for?
I was just making sure you're not gonna be sticking me with the pointy end of an iron is all.
Oh, we don't really carry too many weapons around here. We keep them in our pockets, sure, for especially ever since that Reaver attack. But we are not a violent people, sir.
Right.
We're just a desperate people.
Well, hopefully we can solve that. A little bit.
That's good to hear. But I'll see you about half an hour then.
See you soon.
Yes, piloting.
Suppose so.
Look over at
I suppose
Beatrix.
so.
I don't trust a word they said.
Sorry?
I don't trust a word that person just said to me.
Yeah, of course not. We didn't have any guns on the ship, did we?
Huh?
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Ship guns? No.
No, it's too
No.
fast for that.
Yeah.
I don't think I need talented on this.
I mean, talented always applies. I
Oh,
think.
for piloting?
Yeah.
Okay.
If
Okay.
it's your specialty, yeah.
That is surprisingly low, but you only needed
Yes, it
that.
is.
So you're fine. It's
Is that the primary
It-
buffer panel?
you don't have
Hey.
any problems. The ship it met expectations, that landing did. And you come to a stop in a port. Does anybody want to look out a window, or are we just hopping off the ship?
Definitely look out a window.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see what's up.
From
Okay.
the cockpit? Yeah.
You don't need to roll for this. It's easy to see. This town is it's kind of there's trees in this area. It's hard to describe, but yeah, I guess you could describe it as if you're familiar with Georgia and the like. I never have my phone on. That scared the crap out of me. If you're familiar with Georgia and Tennessee and the like, it looks kind of like that, but a little bit flatter. So maybe South Georgia. And there's a main street that you're coming to land, and you can kind of see how the town spread out from one main area. There's buildings along the side, and the main thing about them is that these buildings, at least at one point, were all white. They were white buildings with sort of a neo-Roman architecture, bringing back the old column and some colonial architecture, things from Earth that was that probably were built with great care at one point. A reference to historical architecture. Of course, it doesn't quite look like Earth that was. It's been many, many years, so it's an interpretation of that style. But the main thing about it is these buildings are run down. The white paint on them is gray with dust and mold and dirt. It doesn't look like they've been maintained well. And just from a cursory glance, a lot of the buildings and the homes look pretty vacant. Still, though, there are people outside and walking around. You can see there's a small market in that maybe they're selling some foodstuffs, tomatoes or something. Not salty tomatoes, or whatever they were before, but and then there is a hospital that you can see. And that's about all you're able to collect as you land.
Okay. I'll hop back into the airlock that we kind of allow like folks to come in and out of. We'll do the side with the actual supplies on it this time. So on
Okay.
the right side of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
and I'll be there at the airlock, just ready to greet people aggressively if needed.
I'll be there too.
Is there? I guess I'll probably stay with Slate. Just keep an eye on my patient.
Beatrix is going to come down from the cockpit. She's going to. Is there a key for it? Like, can she lock the bridge?
I think it's an electronic lock.
Okay, cool. Well, she's going to close it up, and she'll stop in the med bay really quick and be like, "We're going to make sure it's clear before we get you." Yeah, and then make her way to cargo.
Okay.
So take a look out the airlock, see if anybody's like ready to try to come in or anything like that before poking my head out.
Yeah, there's a small crowd of people. They don't. I mean, they've got irons on their hip, but they're not holding guns or anything.
All right. I'll open it up and step outside.
There's a man in the front, in the middle. He's got gray hair and a mustache. He's wearing a green coat. He steps forward and extends his hand. Name's Clancy. What's your name?
Shake his hand. Jet Adams.
Jed Adams. He must be the captain then.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, I got your welcoming committee. You need a stretcher or anything like that? I'm not a medical expert.
Need to talk to our doc about the patient. I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna go about moving this person.
Right, well, if you let them aboard, I've got some of the nurses here in EMT.
Right, yeah. I'll just point him through. You just go back through the galley. We've got a makeshift med area back there. Straight back.
So they'll go on in and help collect Slate. He stays behind and kind of looks around. Oh, how many crates you got?
For you? Depends on... Well, 4. If you can take it
4.
all.
4 crates. Yeah, well, if you don't mind, can we see a manifest? We're pretty low on money.
Yeah.
We'll spare what we can.
Pull up a manifest for like the first crate that we have and just show it to him.
He's looking it over. Mm-hmm. All right, well, I'll need to discuss this with the rest of them. I don't make the decisions about purchases like this. I'm just the welcoming committee.
Yeah.
So if you want to step over to the hospital, we can talk.
I don't know if I can sweeten the deal at all, but if you can save my friend there, and kind of lean in. If you can save my friend there, I'll give you one of the crates.
Well,
Free of charge.
He sees him as he starts going by. Well, by the look of him, we might need one of those crates to save his life.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
first things first, let's save your friend.
Yeah.
And after that, we can negotiate. Now, I expect all of you are quite hungry, are you not? Tired? Hungry? Need a shower?
Certainly.
Really need a shower.
I would simply be delighted to be able to use the facilities and freshen up. That would be wonderful.
Wonderful. Well,
Mr. Clancy, was it?
that's right, Clancy.
Well, I do appreciate your gracious welcoming of us to your little mining town.
So you know Beaufane, huh?
I just in passing. I know Sir had its important times during the war. I imagine things have been difficult for you.
Oh, things have been mighty difficult for us. Ever since the war ended, some 12 years ago now, or more?
Times have been difficult, yes, on all of us, I am sure.
Yeah, well, when the contracts dried up, the work dried up, the mines are still full of ore, but it's hard to find people willing to mine them nowadays. Most of our young men, they packed up and went on to better lives.
I am
It's a
so
sad
sorry to
story.
hear it.
Well, why don't we, those of you who like to head on over to the hospital, we can get on over there and tend to any of you if you need any help. But those of you who wish to freshen up, you're welcome to come over to my home. It's not too far away.
Well, Mr. Clancy, that is just about the peachiest offer I've been given all day. Thank you for your hospitality.
Oh, you're most welcome. I must admit it's been a little while since we've had a polite kind like you around here.
I understand all too well the depths of sadness one can go into when deprived the proper tier of company. I would be more than delighted to grace your home with my presence.
Wow. Thank you, sir. Well, then, why don't we head on over there now? Would all of you like to come? I can make you some tea or some coffee.
I don't remember the last time I had tea. That would be amazing. Thank you.
What
Some
about
coffee
you,
would be nice.
Captain Adams? Are you going to come with us, or are you going to go to the hospital with your friend?
I think I'm gonna go with Hammer.
Do you want me to tag along? Just to.
Yeah. And I'll grab one of the short range comm devices out of the ship and I'll throw it to Wyatt.
Huh? What? Oh, thanks. Okay. She tucks it away.
All right. So the party's going in two different directions: two to the hospital and two to Clancy's abode.
Until we negotiate, I guess, pricing. Just the one crate for now in case he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'll go in and I'll just pull it off the ship behind me
You can do that.
and lock the ship up after I'm done, and I'll just leave it there for them
They
to
have
gather.
They brought like a
A pallet jack.
pallet jack, thank you, with them, so they can kind of help get it back to the hospital. We'll go to the hospital first. You all get there, and you see that it is pretty short-staffed, but it is a hospital. But you can tell that they are definitely scraping by with what supplies they have left. And they put Slade up in a room. Take a look at him. You his next of kin? The nurse asks.
Closest he's got.
Well, he's going to need to go into surgery immediately. We're going to start prepping him. It's going to take a couple hours. But he's in good hands.
Not to intrude, but if you need an assistant, I do have some surgery experience. I was keeping him stable on our ship.
That's mighty kind of you. How long have you been awake?
Awake? Oh, I don't know. It's been a while. We flew here from.
The fact that you have to think about it, ma'am, with all due respect, get some rest.
Right. Yeah. I want to help,
I-
but yeah, you're right.
I
don't wanna
appreciate
get
the
annoyed.
offer, but this is brain surgery. Look, we don't have much, but what you brought us is going to help. We're going to do our darndest to save your buddy's life.
Thank you.
For the time being, there's nothing else you can do. We got to get started now. So you can wait outside or get some food or something, but that's all I can say.
Right. Yeah.
All right. We'll be in touch.
Thank you.
And they kind of usher you out because they're gonna wash him up and get him as looked at and into surgery as soon as possible. You know it's gonna take a few
I'm
hours
just
for
gonna,
sure.
Before they usher me out, I'm just gonna lean down next to him.
Mm-hmm.
You better not die on me, you son of a bitch. And I'll walk out.
He barely hears you. He's too weak to respond, but you can tell from the slight twitch on his side of his mouth that he would have been smiling. All right. Where do you guys want to go?
Cafeteria? See
Sure.
what kind of slop they got down there. It's got to be better than a protein pack.
Okay. You can go to the
Might have some actual
cafeteria.
Coffee.
Coffee would be good.
There is coffee. Food wise, it looks like protein packs and spaghetti.
Oh, I'm there for that.
It's not great, but it's spaghetti. It's got a meat sauce.
Pile that as high as I can.
Okay. It's some hospital spaghetti.
Is that garlic bread?
Spaghetti with protein powder sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Just ground up in there. And there's some of those little like prepackaged puddings, individually wrapped puddings.
I'll take
It's
like 3 of
pretty-
those.
That's like all there is though. So
Spaghetti, protein powder, and pudding packs. It's so much better than I could have imagined.
okay.
I'll grab a plate of spaghetti and some coffee.
Okay. Well, then we'll cut back over to Clancy and John Fontaine and Beatrix. So you walk a few blocks away. He's just a little bit off of the main drag, and it looks like this was a pretty nice house at one point. One of the, not a mansion, but it has a pretty nice entryway, double doors. And he kind of leads you inside. Well, come on in. Make yourself at home. We got a bath upstairs, and I'll get some coffee going.
My Clancy, what a lovely abode you have. I must once again thank you for your kind, hospitable nature. It is a delight.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I do pride myself on maintaining an air of integrity and
Civility.
civility. Sir, you have quite a felicity of expression.
Well, I do flatter myself as such.
Why don't you make yourself comfortable? I'll be right back with that coffee.
Beatrix is still in the doorway, admiring the whole workmanship of the house. So she probably would have said something to Clancy, but she was too hyper-focused on all the intricate details she's looking at. So,
You guys want to do anything, or just wait for him to come back?
Can I get a sense for? Wait, actually, no. I just answered my own question. No, I'm good.
Okay.
I was gonna say how long ago the house would have been nice. It's like, okay, well, probably back when they were producing mine, producing the mines. So never mind. I got it.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, this house has been lived in. So while some of the houses, the neighboring houses on the street, look abandoned and way worse off, this one, someone's living in it. So it is maintained decently well. You can look around and see that the house is at least one point quite ornate. You get the feeling that, man, the people who lived in Beaufain at one point had a lot of money, and they have fallen on some really hard times. But you can tell when you look a little closer at Clancy's attire, and if you caught into the attire of the people around who weren't nurses, while their clothes at one point might have been the height of fashion, they are threadbare and worn and moth-eaten at the corners. The silver that they have around the house is, in Clancy's case, meticulously maintained, as if, in a way, he is clinging to a decadent past that has been gone for a long time. So he comes back to you bearing coffee on a literal silver platter and sets it down. Here, let me pour that for you. Do you like cream, sugar?
Oh, cream and sugar, please.
Oh, all right, my pleasure.
Oh, I take mine as black as night and as sweet as sin.
Well, I can oblige. He gets your coffees ready for you and hands them. So, why, I don't, pardon my intrusion, but I don't see exactly a motley crew like you type through here too often. We do get traders sometimes, and other merchants come through here. Salesmen sometimes, but people don't really come to Beaufain anymore. A long time ago they did, but nowadays we don't have much money to buy with. But even still, you, sir, are put together, and the way you speak makes me think that you are from. Are you from a core planet? Where?
Well, myself, I was actually not. I was not born in the core. I was born on a small little world known as Dauphin, out on the other side of the rim. But I have lived many years in the core, yes, and I'm just finding myself on a little misadventure on my way back.
Well, I'm curious, if you don't mind me asking, what kind of misadventure would lead a man such as yourself to end up in this situation, bringing medical supplies to a poor town like us?
Yeah, I'd love to know.
He kind of like shoots her a dirty look, and he's like, well, we had an unfortunate accident with one of our members. As you've seen, he is not in the best of ways. He was assaulted as we were leaving. What's the name of the planet?
That was Deadwood.
Yeah, he was assaulted as we were leaving Deadwood. Terrible place, kind of beset by gangs of thugs and ruffians and hooligans and all sorts.
You came from that old Angel's Landing, huh?
If I never see that town again, it will be too soon.
Yeah. They call it a free port because it ain't, run by the Union itself, but it ain't free, far from.
Free from any sense of common decency. That is why I am, again, so grateful for your kind reception.
Yes, well, it's not every day we have civil visitors like you. And you, ma'am, I apologize. If you introduce yourself, ma'am, I did not hear you. Could you remind me of your name?
Oh, Mr. Clancy, I'm Beatrix Wyatt.
Miss Wyatt. And who, pray tell, what is your role on this motley crew?
I pilot the ship.
Pilot? You can't be more than 16, 17 years old.
I'm a little older than that, but that's very kind of you to say.
I'm just speaking truth, ma'am.
Well, when you have to get by, you take jobs when you can find jobs. So they needed pilot, so I took it.
This captain of yours, huh? He hired you all?
Mm-hmm.
And what they hire you to do, sir? Entertainment?
Well, I have entertained in the past, but no, I would like to think I more hired him for transport. Though if I was to provide a service, I would like to believe it would be for my gift of gab and easing any social interactions that old galoot, as lovable and as trustworthy as he may be, doesn't quite have the capacity for intense negotiations that I might provide.
Oh, well. I admit I think about half of them words went right on over my head, but I get your meaning. How much do you know about us here in little old Beaufane, huh?
Well, Beaufane. It has been admittedly a while since I've heard of you, since I've heard tell of Beaufane. But during the war, you were a metallurgical force to be reckoned with, were you not?
Very true, very true. We are what we were lovingly called the Silver Liners. I don't know if you've ever heard of us or not, but we were a people who made our fortunes in mining and the trade and sale of many precious ores, metals, even gems sometimes. But ever since the war, it's been difficult. Our mine, just north of here, one of the richest mines in iridium you ever heard of. In fact, it's so rich that we didn't even know what to do with ourselves for a while. But it's not just iridium. There's another war in there, but we
You don't say.
You don't tell just anybody about that one. You see, it's worth a lot of money.
Can I do a persuasion influence? I'm gonna try and find
Yep, that would be intelligence,
Mhm.
And your influence.
It's not willpower.
Willpower. Yeah, sorry, you are right.
No, that's right.
Okay.
Damn.
Well, what do you want to do here?
Well, surely if it's a valuable ore, it's something that could help the community. Why haven't you exploited it, or why is it still on the ground, Clancy?
Why indeed. Well, the first part is you might have noticed when you came in here, our community is mainly comprised of us elder folk who've been here for a long time. A lot of our young men went off to war, didn't come home. The Burnett was on the side of the brown coats, if you remember them. We fought for independence and freedom. And lost a lot in that war. A lot of boys didn't come home. A lot of them boys didn't have babies. And after that, there was the other war. Lost some of them too. And more importantly, mining for anomalite is extremely dangerous.
Am I familiar with that term he just used?
Anomalite. If you'd like to roll a recall, this is not your area unless you have.
It is not.
So it's going to be quite difficult. However, I will remind everyone you can put plot points in ahead of time to make your rolls higher. You can also use plot points for plot. You don't have to, just a reminder. I know I was always the type to I hang on to my points because I want to level up.
You want it for like a great, yeah.
Yeah, I'm a point hoarder. I mean.
Can Beatrix also use recall?
Yes.
Yeah.
Got a 6.
Okay. Actually, I will say, if you lived in the core for an amount of time,
Hmm.
You have knowledge, right? What is your knowledge for?
I don't have knowledge. I don't have any specializations. I just have a D6 in knowledge.
I have to remember how that works. Isn't knowledge it's used for something specific, right? Or is it just general? Let me check.
It depends. Like if for the thing you're wanting him to have, he needs a skill specialty for, then because there are certain skills where you can make the check a skilled only check. So if he doesn't
Yeah.
have it, then he can't roll for it.
Well, I think your recall is better anyway. I'll say, even though you lived in the core, you aren't familiar with Anomalite. Beatrix, did you live in the core at all? Or were you ever involved with mining or weapons crafting or warfare?
No, I don't think it'd be fair. Farming, yes. Mining, probably not.
Yeah, I don't think either of you have heard of Anomalite.
Okay.
Dang.
Oh my god. Dang. Dang indeed.
So the name doesn't make sense, or it doesn't. Is it unfamiliar to you? But for all you know, what he's saying is true.
Anomaly. What an anomaly that is. I have never heard of that.
Oh, have you not? Well, I suppose
have.
that's by design. It isn't exactly something that the Alliance wanted getting out.
Wow, Clancy, you are enrapturing my attention. Why did the Alliance not want this miracle metal or mineral known of?
Well, because what it's used for. It's the first war, they didn't know what it could be used for. The main thing they were mining for here was the iridium and the platinum, a little bit of tellurium. But for a long time, Anomalite was thought to just be a waste product. They threw it away until they found out how dangerous it could be. A lot of boys died slow deaths before they realized what was causing it. You heard of that mineral asbestos, right?
Have I? Has it been so long that now they don't use asbestos for everything, or in the future is asbestos and everything?
Asbestos is a naturally occurring material, so while they probably don't use it, I would expect some very poor places may still use asbestos because it is something that's found in planets, naturally, geologically. So I think you know what asbestos is.
I do know that it can have a terrible, terrible effect on the body's natural functions. I can only imagine what this substance did to those poor boys. Though, if it was so dangerous, what was it for? Weapons? What was their interest in it?
Well, I never was much involved in it myself, but they say anyway it makes a magic bullet.
A magic bullet?
That's what they say. Here they used them in the Unification War. But around that time, the war came to an end, and the Unionists won. And that's why we have the union we have now.
Mm. So there's no market for it now?
Oh, honey, there's a market for it, but it's illegal to sell.
Mm.
Of course, there's the black market, but that's why we keep it rather secret from just anybody. We don't want outsiders coming in here and disturbing our pleasant little town.
Hmm.
How's the coffee?
The best coffee I've had. Well, I can't remember the last cup I've had in it's a long time. So,
Well, enjoy it. We don't have much left. The last aid ship was some near 4 or 5 months ago. Them big GK ships. They used to come frequently after the war, but they don't come so frequently anymore. And that's why we reached out and needed medical supplies. We used to wait for the aid ships to come. They did what they'd promised to do, to take care of us, even those of us out on the rim. But I guess good things never last.
no, they really don't. And she says it in a way that, like, she's known hardships like that before.
Well, I'm sorry to bring down the mood.
No, it's. You obviously wanted to talk about it, so.
But like I said, we don't normally get fine folks. Usually just merchants looking to make a trade and get gone. You folks were clearly quite different, and I'm happy to share a cup of coffee with you.
Beatrix is going to reach into. She wears, like, big coveralls. So she's going to reach down into, like, a pocket and pull out a can of beans, because she does have some canned goods, and, like, set it down. She's like, I don't have much, but, for coffee.
Ma'am, you just gave me a can of beans.
I am aware, sir, but, food, it's the best food I've got. I know it's not coffee, but you guys look like you can use it.
I think John Fontaine is like stifling a laugh.
Well, I don't believe I look like I'm wasting away, ma'am.
You will have to forgive her. She is unaccustomed to even really the basest of social interactions. I think it means she likes you. It's just her way of saying thank you.
Look, my grandfather loved beans, and you kind of remind me of him. So, sorry, I can take it back.
Now she comments on my age.
It is. I think you know what it is. I think she saw your well-maintained gray hair and thought, "Oh, my grandpappy also had that." As I said, she might be a touch simple. You'll have to forgive her.
I'm not simple. At least I can pilot a ship.
Well, funny enough, the women in this town, you may have noticed we have a great deal of women. There are about 3 times the number of women as there are to every man. And that is actually how a lot of our ladies make their living at the brothel down the street. And that is where typically, if they aren't able to afford a basic education, if their family doesn't have the money to provide them a husband, or they can't work at the hospital or the school, we encourage the women to find employment, gainful employment, at the brothel. Here they get the most wonderful stories, and they are told about the world, and it's a sort of education in and of itself. Or perhaps you would like, if piloting ever doesn't suit your needs, you're a beautiful young woman, and I'm sure you do quite well.
I'm good. I'll stick to piloting. I don't think I have the talents for that. Uncomfortable laughter.
It's quite easy. It doesn't require much talent.
Sounds like you have some experience in that. I myself am not exactly talented, but I certainly have quite a lot of practice.
Well, and practice does make perfect.
I consider myself somewhat of a master.
Are we talking about this old man's penis? Is he flirting? Can I roll a check to see if he's flirting with me?
You can absolutely roll that.
Okay, I'm gonna roll
my God.
empathy perception, I guess.
Let me look at what you got. Oh my God, stupid errors. That'll be alertness and empathy. He is not flirting with you. He may be flirting with Beatrix in a slightly demeaning way.
All right. Okay. I'll let this continue.
He sits there quietly, sipping his coffee and expectantly looking at the two guests sitting across from him over his coffee cup. You hungry?
I must admit, I am a mite bit peckish. However, if you keep on spoiling us, like how long have we been here?
Maybe 15 minutes.
Oh, okay, never mind.
15, 20 minutes.
I thought it was been like an hour. I'm like, we better check on the other guys. Nah.
Nah.
You spoil us. I do confess I'm a mite bit peckish. Now, and I do know where we could find the very best of canned beans.
Ah, well, yes. I believe I know where to get some as well. In fact, I'll go cook some up. How about that? And he'll take the can of beans and disappear for a little while.
Well, at least he took it.
He took it because he thinks you're simple.
I gave it to him because look at this place. They don't look like they have much. And when you don't have much, you share it.
There are people who don't like to be reminded about how little they have. Take care you don't insult someone with your generosity.
Oh, wow. She's just like, off to the side, grumpy, because her can of beans was not received well. Sorry.
Because we are at 9 o'clock, I think we should take a little break.
Sure.
How does everyone feel? We're a little behind schedule. Do you guys want to stop at 10 or do you want to plan to go a little bit later?
What would a little bit later? Like, were we talking like?
No later than 10:30.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Well, we'll aim for 10, but let's take a little break and come back. And we may move ahead just a little bit. We'll see, just to try to. I don't want to end in the middle of something. So.
Sure.
Okay. Well, we'll see you guys in about 5-10 minutes.
Nice.
Come back.
alive.
Welcome back. Thank you for sticking around and coming back. Things are about to potentially get interesting. If they weren't already. Hopefully they were, somewhat. We're learning about the little town of Beaufane on the moon of Burnett, which is the moon of Meridian. We just left off with a man named Clancy, who has been welcoming two of the crew to his abode and telling them a little bit about the history of this town. And they've learned about a mysterious ore called Anomalite. Does Clancy have a last name? Yeah, he does, but I didn't write it down. It's not Wigglesworth. It's not. Sorry. So he comes back out with some food and offers it to you, and you guys can tank up. It's beans and rice and some toast, pretty plain. But you guys can kind of tank up on that. But after that, he collects your dishes and says, he pulls out like a pocket watch. Oh, wow, heavens. I have to get going. And there's a race tonight I have to organize. So if you don't mind, I can walk you back to the hospital.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. Thank you.
Yes, of course. It was wonderful having you here. I'll escort you back the right direction and send you on your way.
Well, we lead and we shall follow, Clancy.
So he leads you out and back to the main street and points you down towards the hospital. You can't miss it. It's a pretty big building. And he waves you on and says, well, I hope to see you soon. And I hope your friend's all right.
Yeah, we hope so too.
It does weigh heavy on the mind, and once again, we thank you, Clancy.
All right, so do you guys head back to the hospital?
Hustle.
Yeah.
When you get there, there's a front desk, and if you are wanting to ask where your comrades are, they are in the mess area, the cafeteria, if you'd like to go there, or they can page them.
I think Beatrix would probably just make a beeline for the cafeteria.
It would be a lot funnier if they page them. I'm like, no, they'll come to me. But I think for expedited, yeah, we'll walk over there.
Okay. I mean, they can page. they can say, friends of Slate Hammer. You have people in the lobby waiting for you. But if you want to head over there, you find them pretty quickly in the cafeteria.
I think by now, Jet is probably on his third plate and is still shoveling the food in. He's a stress eater.
So, Captain, if you're not too busy, inhaling an entire ton of spaghetti,
You want some?
do you want to? No, I'm fine, thank you. We ate.
I do.
It's quite mediocre.
Is it quite mediocre? I would imagine.
Better than a protein
It's about the most
pack.
average spaghetti I've ever had in my life.
Well, it's better than I would have thought. Do you want to tell us why you didn't immediately, why you deceived us as far as your captainhood?
Sit down.
Is that an order?
No.
I'm just joking around. Is it story time then?
It's a short story.
All right. He'll sit.
I look around. Is there anybody else except for the four of us in here?
Some nurses.
How far away are they?
Few tables.
Okay, I'll lean in. I stole a ship. I used to run with a pirate crew. Tombstone, the guy who was following us, I stole his ship. The ship was used as an interceptor to go out and stop other ships and wait for them to arrive. Also a blockade runner. That's why it's so fast. It's very good.
I do love how fast it is.
It's very good at delivering small, expensive payloads.
So
I didn't like the way things were going, so I stole a boat. I took some of the crew, and I left.
right.
In order to avoid him finding me, and it obviously didn't work. We said that Hamer was the captain. Hammer, whatever.
It's spelled Hamer.
Well, then that's how I'm gonna pronounce it.
So my understanding is that you stole a ship on a lark, and then in order to give yourself credibility, lied to us so that we would help you. It seems a little self-serving.
I'm also a tad younger than I look.
Do you want to
Beatrix
be?
leans in.
Not that much younger, Jesus.
I'm failing to see how that excuses you.
So everyone knows.
It's not really an excuse.
How old do you look?
Like early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Early mid 20s, somewhere there. Yeah.
What are you, 10? You already look like a child.
No. Not 10. No.
Can't be much older.
Wait, isn't there, doctor, isn't there, is he trying to say that he has that aging disease? Is that what he's trying to tell us?
You mean like the going backwards thing?
No.
I didn't know you. If there is a way to age backwards, you better tell me right now because I could use it. No, I was talking about when people age much faster than they. I'm not a doctor, but I saw a movie about it.
That is
Well, I'm not a geneticist, but it's possible.
It's
He's
definitely genetics.
maybe been doing a lot of heavy drinking or drug use or lots of stress. I don't know. I don't know your
the
past.
stress part.
Life's been hard, son.
The last one.
Okay, what I don't.
It doesn't
that's
matter.
fine. You can. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You can be as young as you like. Yeah. Why'd you? So
Can I be 21 again?
It worked
I
for a
think we-
while.
If we're gonna be as young as we like,
It worked for a while. Hamer would front as the captain, but I was the one behind the scenes giving the orders. It just kind of
Honestly.
fell apart this time.
Kind of smart.
It wasn't with the intent of deceiving people that we had working for us. It was with the intent of deceiving people who were trying to find me. That's
and
it.
our deception was just a little bonus on the way there, wasn't it?
You're getting paid. Well, the other two were getting paid eventually.
You realize how awful of an excuse that is.
We hire
I
you
don't have to
for a
lay-
job. You do the job, you get paid. Does it really matter
No.
who the paycheck's coming from?
Well,
sometimes.
there is that, yes.
Helping.
It's more that if there were going to be pirates and reavers and the threat of death,
Okay.
that needs to be on the job description.
Let's be fair. The possibility of reavers is always on the table now, regardless of where you're going.
Well, what about the other two things?
It depends on what lane you're going through. There's all kinds of pirates all over the place.
You
The
maybe
Union is
don't see
stretched
how
so thin.
you don't see how maybe someone who's just expecting to be on board a regular old ship and not a stolen pirate vessel might be a little irate to find their situation had changed without them knowing?
No, it's worked for
It
almost
ain't
2 years
working now.
No, you're not
You
wrong.
mean it's not working for you?
No, it's not working. He's been found out. It's not working for anyone. This situation is not working. If it was working, we wouldn't be on the run.
He's actually not wrong.
So I'm right.
So,
Yeah.
why don't you change the identity signature of the ship or something?
I don't have a skill set for that.
You can roll. Everyone can roll a perception. Alertness perception.
Okay. I will do this thing you ask. Hey, not bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know.
Huh?
Which roll?
Alertness perception.
There we go.
wow.
There we go.
Okay. It's fine. All of you notice that some people are whispering. Some of the nurses on the other side are whispering and looking over at your table a lot, like pointing and whispering. Psst.
I look over at that. Is it able to like? Are we able to see like who they're pointing at, or is it just kind of in their
Just
general
the table. The table. It's hard to tell. They're kind of on the. They're like a few tables down.
Should
might-
we point at them? I mean, good grief.
I'm gonna. when,
I'm
when
joking.
Beatrix,
I'm joking.
when Beatrix says that, I want to like hide my hand, hide my mouth, and point over at them.
They go like.
She starts mimicking.
Then they seem to be looking at John Fontaine.
Oh.
It happened. They're fans, I'm sure.
Are you sure?
Or they just.
Are you really
Oh, your
sure?
movies, right?
I'm fairly sure that, or they just seen this town apparently does not have much in the way of young men, and now they're willing to negotiate on the young part, but someone looking at when you look like I do, when you have it, you have to be comfortable with certain level of fame, certain level of eyes on you, certain level of hushed, seductive whispers. It's part of the territory, I'm
Well,
afraid.
you do seem to be the perfect match for this ship, then. Stolen and all.
One
What's
of the
that?
nurses stands up. She comes over. This is gonna sound really crazy, but I swear, you look just like John Fontaine Devereaux.
John Fontaine, Devereaux, star of stage and screen. You have caught me. How embarrassing. Yeah, it is.
Come over here! Come over here! Oh my God, it's John Fontaine Devereaux!
Yeah, it is John Fontaine. Devereaux.
And then all of a sudden, there are just women. And you realize that Clancy wasn't lying. There are more women in this town than there are men. And they are either teachers, nurses, mothers, or they work at the brothel. And so the nurses start to come over and they start crowding you.
Oh, hello, ladies here. Give us a bit of space here. I'm gonna kind of stand up and
John
and walk
Fontaine!
through.
John
It is-
Fontaine! Why? What brings you to Burnett? I mean, this is kind of a little bit out of your way, isn't it?
Well, I do find myself, when researching roles, I do find myself in the most far-flung parts of the system.
Researching roles. Are you working on a movie? Are they filming a movie here in Burnett? Are they filming a movie here in Belfane?
I cannot say one way or another. And,
Oh,
and-
you
and
can't say.
if
I'll
they
really be working on a movie.
if they were, I could not tell you. What is your name?
Oh, my name's Marjorie. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm gonna take her hand. I'm gonna give it the quickest little kiss. I'm gonna let Marjorie. This has to stay our little secret. No one can know I'm here.
She
Just-
screams.
Keep it between you and me. Just between us.
Another one leans over. Well, my name's Alice, and I done heard you say it. And well, all us girls heard you say it.
Oh well, Alice. Did you said your name was Alice? That is a beautiful name.
What about my name, sir? My name's Charisse, but I'm Alice's younger sister, and I know a thing or two about this town. I could give you a little tour myself.
Well, that might be in order, but you see, right now we have a friend who is in a dire sort of way, and he right now what he needs, ladies, is your excellent attention in the medical arts.
Well, you must be with that gentleman who came in here with the missing skull.
I'm afraid so. Terrible accident, terrible.
Well, I think he's still in surgery.
Well, if you find anything at all, please do not hesitate to tell me.
Well, I mean, they're doing the best they can. Ooh, I could just eat you up. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was so rude of me.
Oh, it is fine.
Who are these folks here?
Well, I can't tell you too much, but this is my intrepid crew.
A
well,
film crew?
Well, a shipping crew, maybe
crew.
a shipping crew. I've got to get from place to place on the sly, on the lam, incognito. You see, I can't be traveling them big old star cruisers.
What? You came in on that ship out there?
Well, yes.
But I thought that someone like you, someone who starred in the famous Lair of the Jade Dragon,
Oh, yes.
I thought that you'd be, well, riding in something a little bit nicer.
I know it is in a sorry state, is it not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want to say nothing too bad, right, Alice? I'm sure it's fine for people who are incognito.
Incognito.
Incognito. Whatever that
Sometimes,
means.
sometimes the greatest tool in an artist's toolbox is just a smack of reality, a smack of something real. You feel it. If I feel it here, then once I'm on that stage, I become it. So yeah, I might every now and again fly on what basically is a rusted up pile of boats that I'm sure was stolen or something. Not really, but it looks it, doesn't it?
You want to roll a performance for me?
Do I even have performance?
You do. You have a base skill in performance. That will be you could do a willpower performance. Yeah, she's buying it.
Lovely. But yes, so that is the crew can introduce themselves as they see fit, I'm sure.
You must all work for Mr. Devereaux.
Nope.
Now,
No.
see,
Oh. You must be his chauffeur or something?
Hi,
something like that.
Jet. I'm the
Something like that.
captain.
Oh,
he's
you're the
the captain of the ship. Mm-hmm.
Oh. That strapping man. You I have a sister down the street. If you like, I mean, it's not like we have a business or anything recommending anyone, but I can recommend her to you if you like. I'm sure she likes young men like you.
Well, he's a bit younger than you think.
How young?
We're still trying to get to the bottom of that one.
Well, as long as you don't tell them your real age, we don't really look twice around here. And the rest of you, Young lady, ma'am, what's your name?
I'm going to assume that you're talking to my friend over here.
No, I was talking to you, ma'am.
Oh, well, it's been a little while since I've been called young lady, especially in this company. I'm a medic. I just hop around here and there and fix people up.
Oh, you're a doctor.
No.
Oh.
No, I just I've picked up a thing or two in my time.
She's being very humble. She kept that man alive for hours. Hours.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that is some feat.
I'm admittedly skilled, but no, I'm not a doctor. I don't have any credentials.
Well, could have fooled us. That's not every day we see injuries like that in here, and they kept him alive that long. That's pretty amazing.
I've seen worse.
Well, anyway, is there anything we can get for y'all? Especially you, Mr. Fontaine. Anything at all? In fact, if you want to meet me somewhere tonight, or any of us. No, I want to take him to dinner. Get out of here, Marjorie. Remember me, I'm Alice. I'll take you to dinner.
I will remember each and every one of you fondly, but you must understand we are here currently with bereavement in our heart for our fallen compatriot. So once that is squared, I will be in a much better place emotionally to be able to deal with each and every one of y'all.
Each and every one of us. Well, save me a bite. And right about then, you hear some alarms going off. It is the trauma center. And a handful of men burst in through the door. They're dirty, covered in dust and rock and sweat, dressed in, denim and the like. And they come bursting in the door. And the nurses all immediately stop what they're doing, and they look over the front, and they start realizing when the men come in looking so disturbed like that, and they start yelling, "There's been a collapse! There's been a collapse in the mines! Please, we need help!" And the girls immediately jump up. Oh my God, there's been a collapse. What are we gonna do? We need someone to help them. Fontaine. Mr. Fontaine, you are a right action hero. Remember your role in the lair of the Draped Dragon. When you went into them caves, you can help us, right, Mr. Fontaine?
Well, there's a fine distinction between the magic of the screen and reality, though.
Boys,
no, don't.
we've got someone here who knows all about spelunking. And the men rush over to your table. Who is it? Who here lends a hand?
Now, I believe the medical staff should probably be the first to
the medical
arrive.
staff.
What do
Who
you
are
need?
you people? And
What
medical
do
staff.
you need?
We need hands, able hands, strong men and women, or anybody who can help us get down to the mines. There's been a collapse of the mines, and there's a mighty rubble field in there. It's dark. We need help. 6 of our boys are in there. Please. We'll muster anyone we can. Has anyone seen Clancy?
I believe Clancy's at his home.
Right, send someone over to Clancy's and see if he could... He's got that damn race tonight. See if you can find Clancy and get a few other of the men. Anybody who can lend us a hand, please.
Lead the way.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I'll go. And she'll trot into Jet.
And you, Mr. Fontaine,
John Fontaine.
you're
Of course.
the expert cave diver they mentioned.
Well, I played a cave diver in a movie. I hope you can.
Oh, don't be so
appreciate the
modest. I
difference.
know, you've had some experience in caves, haven't you?
Thank goodness. It's dark in there. And if you're not familiar with spelunking and traversing mines and caves,
I am
it
not.
can be perilous indeed. So I'm so glad that you're with us.
You've seen movies. You've seen films. Yes, you realize that.
Of course.
Okay.
It is what I love about films. We don't have time for this kind of business. Come on now.
All right.
We need some more flashlights in here. Get some flashlights, boys. And they come over and they start shoving flashlights into your hands and headlamps and knee pads and the like. They're all very stinky and smelly and oily.
Oh Lord. Oh. Do you have
I'll suit up with whatever they're giving me.
coveralls
I don't wait for coveralls. I just start putting stuff on.
I'll get suited up, and I'm not very strong, but I'll try to help.
Beatrix already has them on.
As you guys some of you are suiting up. Fontaine, maybe not. We don't,
I'm still looking at these oily, tattered things.
Clancy storms in through the front door, looking around. Oh, thank God. You never told me, sir, that you were an expert cave diver and spelunker. I had no idea that you were involved in such endeavors, and I hear that you are also a famed actor. My goodness,
Yes,
that I was close to someone so esteemed as you.
And humble. You might know that acting and spelunking are not quite the same thing. I starred in a movie in which film I was strapped to some very secure and very professional wires and was lowered into
Wires,
a
good.
cave.
We're gonna need the wires. Make sure you bring those.
Yes, but there was a
Look,
multi-million
I've
dollar
talked
safety.
with the hospital staff. We will pay you for all of the medicine, but we won't charge you for everything that we do for your man. He's doing all right. We're gonna finish up. It's on us. On top of that, if you can help us get these boys out, we will. I'll send you with some of that anomalite. You understand? Now you can't be selling that stuff just anywhere. But it's
Have
worth
I
a
heard of this
fortune.
stuff?
Have you heard of it?
I don't know. Have I?
With your background, yeah, you've heard of it. Now don't be telling just anybody about this, and I can't be making deals like that. But if you can get our boys out, I'll see to it that you take one cylinder. That ought to do you. Damn well, might need to buy a new engine on that ship.
I don't need a new engine.
I think we should do this.
No
I think we
shit.
should too. I think it's best that we get moving as quickly as possible.
Yeah, we should get moving as quickly as possible.
Beatrix, can you drive planetary vehicles?
Yeah, I think I can. Hold on. Let me check my sheet. Did I take that?
I think you can. Actually, I'm pretty sure you took it.
Yeah, I took planetary
did.
vehicles.
Go get the mule from the ship. We're gonna need it.
All right. And she goes off to the ship.
Clock's ticking.
Let's go.
Yeah.
I said lead the way. Let's go.
Okay.
All right. Everybody is bustling around, and you get the feeling that while this is terrible, this is not an infrequent thing. Mine collapses do happen, and as little as the mine is being used now, it's still their only income in this town. So what little bit of young men and strong men that can mine do, those that stayed in this town past its point of being decadent and everything. So everyone is wishing you luck, and they're just giving you every supplies, and they again look at John Fontaine. Is he suited up or no?
He will do he's done his best to wear the pads in a heroic kind of way, his helmet at a jaunty angle.
Alice
He's taking off his jacket though. He's not going to put this over his nice jacket.
Alice sees you dressed like this, and among all the other women who are tripping over themselves, Alice comes up to you and runs her hands up your chest, and she leans in and tries to go in for a little kiss. She whispers as she's leaning in, Mr. Fontaine, if you get those boys out alive, I'll give you the best night you ever imagined.
Well, I can imagine some fairly good nights, and while I never imagined one of them to happen in,
Marjorie
well,
is my sister.
well,
Marjorie.
you throw one of them others in the mix, and I think we have the beginnings of a real sweet,
Oh, Mr.
real sweet soup.
Fontaine, you can have anybody you like. You could have the whole goddamn brothel if you like.
We need to save these boys. I'll do it for the town.
Thank you, Mr. Fontaine. I know they say that you movie types and stars and all, you're all just a pretty face. But I always knew when I saw your movies that you were every bit of the hero you played. Thank you, Mr. Fontaine.
There's no time. We need to get them boys.
All right. You can hop in the mule.
All right.
Oh my God.
Beatrix was like 2 seconds away from like beeping the horn.
You see the ladies just waving goodbye.
I'll remove my hat and kind of do a little bow as I enter.
It's not too far. It's walkable for most of them that you can drive. So you get there in about 10 minutes.
Okay.
And you pull up to the mouth of the cave. And the two strong gentlemen who are sweaty and buff and tired. All right. I gotta go get the others. But my friend here, Tom, he's gonna lead you in, all right? So thank you for this. I gotta get the other boys and some more supplies. Here's some rope, some more lights, a flare. But be careful with the flare, all right? There are flammable things in there, so just be careful what you do.
Don't light the flare. Got it.
Thank you so much for your help. I'll be back in no more than 15, 20 minutes, all right?
Sounds great. We'll go ahead and set a leadership goal for this session, and that will be to get the trapped people out of the cave.
Okay.
So,
All right. So Tom is with you, and he'll take point. And he leads you up to the mouth of this mine, and it is a mine, and it's built into a cliffside, and very quickly turns to blackness.
turn my little headlight on.
If you are, I would say actually, for all of you, the only one who may know this is Jet. You may know that anomalite can be viewed with a UV lamp. One of which is one of the flashlights they gave you.
I'll switch it on.
Yeah, you can turn it on. It's that purpley color. Just something you might know from your background. Do you and you guys start heading in?
Yeah, I will. Yeah.
All right. Now, I thought about doing a map for this, but we're gonna do it Theater of the Mind. Mind. I'm sorry. So you go. Thank you. You go in, and very quickly it becomes extremely steep. And there's definitely like some tracks and all that. What do you guys do first?
Just kind of put my hands on my hip and shine my flashlight around.
Following Tom, waiting for him to show us like where the cave-in actually is.
Okay.
So I guess now that we're in the cave proper, Tom, where did this happen? Are we supposed to be clearing rubble? What are we doing?
Oh, no. Well, it didn't happen here at the mouth. It happened down deep on level 2.
All right.
Follow me.
Okay.
So,
How deep is level 2?
oh, pretty deep. We'll have to take the elevator down.
If the elevator's functioning.
Guess we'll find out.
Oh boy.
All right.
Well,
He leads you down, and you keep going through the darkness. It's eerily quiet in there. You hear the dripping of water and occasional shuffling, pinging of a rock, maybe falling. And eventually you do hit the elevator. Tom presses a button on it. Seems like there's power. That seems good. Presses it, and the elevator starts coming up. Oh, see, it's coming up. None of you all are claustrophobic, are you?
No.
well, not per se. I'm not super fond of spending a lot of time in places like this.
Understandable. It is not a job for the faint of heart. The elevator comes up, and all right, everybody, and on, lamps on, helmets on. Let's go. Hop in.
Kill switch has arrived.
And press the button, and you start heading down. And this elevator is going down for a while. You don't know how long, but every few seconds you start thinking, surely that's the bottom. But it isn't. And still, it isn't. And just when you started to think that it's just going to keep going, it finally slows down and you hit the bottom. You have no idea how deep you are.
Are you sure this is the 2nd level and not the 9th level of hell?
We have more levels. Thank God.
Yeah.
We're not going down there. They told you how dangerous it was, right?
Yeah.
All right, just
Something
right
like
this
that.
way. Right on that way. And he points you to head down a shaft. Or like a hall.
All right. Are you coming to help?
I'm coming with you,
Okay. All right.
of course.
Lead the way. Lead the way.
Oh, I'll take up the rear. You get on down.
Oh, okay.
All right.
You look like a strapping young fella.
I'll lead the way.
Okay.
Start walking down the cavern, the corridor, keeping an eye out for anything that shines in a pretty way in this UV light.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody wants to be looking for anything, let me know. You're more than welcome. You can roll perceptions if there's anything you want to look for or notice. It's very dark in here, so I'm not just going to tell you what it looks like.
Yeah.
Can we like hear anybody calling
Yeah.
for help or anything like that?
Yes.
Jet, your flashlight briefly flickers out, and you're in the front. So for a second, it's just like black, but it comes back on again. To those of you who are listening, you can roll up alertness perception.
Can I roll an investigation?
Yes.
I'm definitely.
What is that?
listening.
Alertness and investigation?
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Oh.
Sevens and a 9.
There we go.
Yeah, so to Beatrix and Molly, it is eerily quiet down here. and to your eyes anyway, it looks like a mine shaft. Unless you've gone in a lot of mine shafts, it looks like a mine shaft. John Fontaine, just because you are investigating this, you notice the same thing, eerily quiet. It's a mine shaft. But what you notice anyway is that it doesn't look like this area is actively used. But it definitely looks old enough that a collapse could happen.
Lots of rocks around here.
So say that last part again.
I mean, this area is old and like kind of, I mean, it looks really old, probably at least 40, 50 years old. And so, you know, the struts and everything are pretty aged. So it definitely seems plausible that a collapse could happen here. But at the same time, it doesn't look, there's not really any signs that people have been down in this particular shaft too often.
I was going to say, does it look like it's been recently used or no?
Not really.
And you're certain this is the shaft that collapsed?
Of course it is.
Doesn't look like anyone's been here in a long time.
Well, they said you were a movie star, not a miner, right?
Yes, that is true.
Come on, a little bit further. Tom ushers you on a little bit further. And everyone roll another perception.
Alertness perception or just perception?
It's always alertness perception, sorry.
Okay.
Can I just draw my pistol kind of on the down low?
10, 5, 9.
Ooh.
Now. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, you can draw your pistol.
It's nice and dark in here. Nobody can see me do it.
That's true. It had to be to 7. As you are all walking, you very somehow easily notice, even in the darkness, that his light has switched off. There's no longer 5 lights here. There's 4 lights here. And Tom hasn't said anything for the last few paces. You had a feeling this was coming. At least some of you did, especially if you had a nose for trouble.
Yeah.
I just thought I was going to dig some guys out of a pile and look like a hero and have sex with an entire town.
It seemed awfully fishy.
So what do you want to do?
If I look at, if I like point my lantern in the direction where Tom was, is he there?
You see just enough to see a man running down the opposite direction.
I'm gonna yell, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Okay. You start to hear shuffling noises in the dark.
All right. Well, I think we should get ready for a fight.
Oh Lord, not again. I try and get behind somebody.
There's a strange feeling of familiarity to anybody who has seen Lair of the Jade Dragon.
So obviously everybody.
So
Totally
anybody
doable.
who's seen Lair of the Jade Dragon, which was a cult classic B movie that came out about maybe like 15 years ago
Wow,
or
so
so.
old.
I'll say I've seen it.
You've seen it, in which the hero John Fontaine is lured into a cave of a dragon, where he was then beset upon by the savages of this strange planet. And sure enough, in the darkness, you hear footsteps of people closing in around you.
Want my light towards the noise.
Yeah. It is miners. Some men wearing mining clothes. And they've got what looks like infrared goggles on. And they're brandishing machetes. And
UV light reveal anything?
no.
So, guess you saved yourselves.
Yeah. Guess we did. And
That's great
ahead.
news. Really, really good
Yeah,
news.
no, that's fantastic news. Yeah, that means that we can go back up the elevator and this is all over.
it's over for you, yeah.
How many are there?
There are 4. And they rush you. So that's initiative.
Well. Well. Well.
Oh, all right.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Ooh.
I hope the combat tracker was cleared.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, yeah. Doolin?
Doolin's on.
Doolin's on the track.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't clear. Okay, that's fine. Let me get rid of him.
Doolin is
How do I get rid of him?
space debris.
Can I just delete him?
Yeah, you can just right click delete or remove. Yep.
So miner 3 went on. Where's miner 2?
Nobody knows.
It's not going on.
Yeah,
you
it
can,
looks like
you
you've
can
got
drag
some-
the NPC from the NPC list onto the combat tracker,
NPC list.
or your character list, the character sheets. Wherever the record is for miner 1 and 2,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
you can drag the
Um,
thing from there and put them on that way.
I'm almost tempted that we call it here.
That's fine.
Yeah, it's a good cliffhanger.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, we'll start with initiative, and I'll figure out why they're not showing up with the combat tracker because it's going to take me 5 minutes to fix that.
All right.
But so before we go, we might as well. Molly, you can roll alertness and general practice.
Okay.
Interesting combination.
Wow.
Woof.
Okay. You can tell from these folks that there's something not quite right about them. From your medical perspective, there's just something about them that reminds you of Reavers. They aren't. They're normal people. But there's just that air of something behind the eyes that's just not quite right. They are kind of pale and gaunt, and the teeth don't look so good. And you just kind of get the feeling that now that you think about it, nobody in the town really looked quite right. But you couldn't put your finger on it until just now.
All right.
So we'll leave it with that bit of knowledge. And we'll come back next week and pick up here.
Oh, Hamer's dead.
Yeah.
Just
I
thought
was
about
thinking.
that.
Rip.
And we'll hopefully discover what's going on in Beaufain, the once beautiful town full of wealthy people, a town that prospered during the war but has fallen quite low in these times since all their military contracts ran out, and desperate times call for desperate measures. So I guess hopefully our intrepid crew, led by the famous actor and spelunker, obviously, John Fontaine, and hopefully they will escape this terrible trap and discover what's happened to these people next week on Big Damn Heroes Return to the Stars. So thank you again for coming along. I'm Lim. This is our amazing group. And I'll let Mech mention our affiliation with Fantasy Grounds.
Yeah, so we are affiliated with Fantasy Grounds. You don't see as much of it with here as some of the other shows. We use the dice roller primarily here, but if you would like to support the channel as well as get some modules or the license for Fantasy Grounds yourself, we have a link down in the description below. You follow that link. Anything you buy, we get a little kickback from that. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and that's really it. It's just another way to support the channel.
All right, I think we'll end it there. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next week. Happy Merry Christmas.
Bye,
Happy
everybody.
holidays.
Happy holidays. Bye.
Bye.